iOS music makers, what do you look for in an audio interface? Multiple input options, 48-volt phantom power, portability, durability, and a reasonable price tag? There are loads of audio interfaces on the market right now that do most of all that. But I think I've found one that does all of that and quite a bit more. I've been on the lookout for the perfect iOS audio interface for a wee while now. So when the folks at Audient reached out and basically gave me free rein to review anything from their range of gear, this is what I chose to check out. This is Audient's Evo 4, a 2-channel in/out audio interface. It goes for around £99 or $130, and on screen right now is a full rundown of the interface's specs. Feel free to pause and take notes if you're that way inclined. The microphone inputs on the back are combi jacks and will take XLR microphone and regular jack inputs. There's also a dedicated guitar/bass input located on the front, which routes to channel 1. This is run by JFET transistor technology for some added tone. Next to the combi jacks are 2 balanced line level outputs for studio monitors and a USB-C power output. The interface comes with a USB-C to USB-A cable, though if you have a spare USB-C to USB-C cable, you can plug it straight into a USB-C equipped iPad without the need of a dongle or any other adapters. The whole unit is bus powered, so unless you're hooking it up to a lightning based iDevice, you won't need to add any extra power. More info on that here. On the front you'll find the aforementioned guitar input as well as a headphone output. On the top of the Evo 4, your attention will no doubt be immediately drawn to the bright green Smart Gain button. More on that a bit later. You'll also find a 48-volt phantom power button, buttons to select between the 2 input channels, a monitor mix button which allows you to switch between hearing the signal from your recording software or direct from the interface, and a volume button which allows you to adjust the output to attached headphones or speakers. Everything here is controlled by the big old knob that's situated slap bang in the middle of the interface. So if I wanted to plug a microphone into channel 1 and then adjust its input gain, I'd hit the channel 1 button, then adjust the gain via the big knob. If I then wanted to adjust the outputted volume to an attached pair of headphones, I'd hit the volume button and again adjust with the big knob. I feel like I'm saying big knob too much. Whatever. It's a really streamlined way of working that allows the Evo 4 to pack in loads of contextual functionality into a really small area. And considering what this thing offers, it is really small. Here's a size comparison of the Audient Evo 4 compared to a couple of other interfaces in its class. So far, so what, right? Well, it's the fine details and extra features that I think set the Evo 4 apart from other interfaces at this price point. Back to that bright green button that I mentioned earlier. If you're a beginner and aren't quite sure how to properly set your gain to avoid things like clipping, or if, like me, you're just really lazy, the Evo 4's Smart Gain feature can automatically set your gain for you. Here's how it works. Hit the green Smart Gain button, select the input you want to set, hit the Smart Gain button again, then play or sing for 10 seconds while Smart Gain analyses your inputs, and it will then set the right gain for each of them. Look, I know this sounds really quite gimmicky, but it's excellent. I tested the Smart Gain features with acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass, even by screaming into the microphone at varying different volumes. And it worked every single time. Joking aside, this is amazing and will really help to streamline your workflow, giving you more time to just get on and record. This might seem like a small thing, but for me, one of the really useful features here is smart muting. If you have monitor speakers hooked up to the Evo 4 and then plug in some headphones to the headphone input, your monitors will be automatically muted. That's it. I know it doesn't sound like much and might only be useful if you plan to use the Evo 4 as your main home recording interface, but it's details like this that help set the interface apart from others in its price range. Every single audio interface on the planet comes with some form of bundled software nowadays. From full or limited versions of popular digital audio workstations to incredibly powerful software instruments and must-have plugins, iOS users generally can't use any of it, as it's almost always geared towards desktop users. Well, this is the first time I've ever seen iOS-specific software bundled in with an audio interface. That's right, the Evo 4 gives you access to the Cubasis LE app. Download the app, connect the Evo 4 to your iPad or iPhone, and you're good to go. There are some other bells and whistles here that you'll only really see the benefit from if you use the Audient Evo 4 with a desktop Mac or PC. Things like Loopback, which allows you to record your computer audio at the same time as your attached microphones or instruments. Not really a feature you see on interfaces at this price point, and definitely a nice feature to have. As I mentioned, Audient sent across the Evo 4 for me to test, but they didn't just send the interface. They actually shipped me their Start Recording bundle, which, for an extra 90 quid or so, includes not only the Evo 4 interface itself, but also their Evo SR1 condenser microphone, a pair of Evo SR2000 headphones, a shock mount for the microphone, and an XLR microphone cable. Basically everything you need to get up and started with recording. The clue's in the name, I suppose. On the face of it, this pack seems like really good value, but I guess that depends on whether or not the bundled microphone and headphones are any good or not. We'll test the microphone first then. Here's how it sounds when compared to a couple of other popular condenser microphones, the cheap and cheerful Behringer C1 condenser mic and the wee bit more pricey Rode NT1 condenser mic. All demos are recorded using the Audient Evo 4. Very interesting. Leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts on how the Evo SR1 compared to these other microphones. Headphones next then. Here's a rough idea of how the Evo SR2000 sound compared to other pairs of popular headphones, namely the Audio-Technica AT30X and Sony MDR7506s. Very interesting once again. A quick note on comfort here. While the SR2000's ear cups are coated in a synthetic material, I found them to be far more comfortable for longer periods of use than, say, the Audio-Technicas, whose quite hard and uncomfortable ear cups are, to me anyway, fairly unpleasant. I'm quite pleasantly surprised with the extra stuff on offer here. Other recording bundles tend to add in microphones and headphones as kind of a substandard afterthought, but everything here is definitely usable and seems capable of providing great quality recordings. Alright, enough jibber jabber, here are more demos. In the following tests, I've recorded voiceover vocals using the Evo SR1 condenser microphone into one of the combo inputs. The vocals and acoustic guitar tracks were recorded using the same microphone into one of the combo inputs, and the electric guitar using the dedicated guitar input. I used the Smart Gain feature throughout, and I haven't added any post-processing after the fact, apart from to the mixed track at the end. Alright, so this is what the Evo SR1 microphone sounds as I talk directly into it. The microphone is about maybe 2 or 3 inches away from my mouth. As you can hear, you will need a pop shield of some kind as it isn't great at dealing with plosives, but then what condenser microphone is, I guess. Apart from that though, sounds pretty good. Audient, 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 Evo. Audient, 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 Evo. 4. Decent audio interfaces at this price point are a dime a dozen nowadays. You really can't go wrong. Having said that, it takes something a wee bit special to stand out from the crowd. I think Audience Evo 4 absolutely does this, especially for iOS users. It's compact, portable, hard-wearing, and through its intuitive interface, packs a lot of features into its tiny wee body. On top of all that, it sounds great, provides loads of recording flexibility through its 3 inputs, and has unique features like Smart Gain and bundled software geared specifically towards iOS users. It's brilliant, and if you're just getting started with making music on iOS, that bundle is really great value as well. Alright, let me know your thoughts on the Audient Evo 4 down in the comments. Give that like button a wee tickle on the way past, I really appreciate it. And if you're in the mood to check out even more music making gear, watch this video next.